This is Dr. Jeff Anderson of the Mecca Back Institute, and we're going to take you through the bridging process. So when we bridge, or half bridge, get down on our back, typically most of the time you'll see people with their feet hip width apart. We like to bridge with our feet and knees together, and start by bridging with your feet hip width apart initially, and then bring your knees together so you can feel the difference in the glute recruitment. The glute recruitment is going to be significantly more with the feet and the knees together. So when we push up into bridge, what we want to see is the pelvis raise up without a posterior pelvic tilt. So what we don't want to see is this. We don't want to see that first and then up. If we see the posterior pelvic tilt, then the cue that we use is to create space underneath your lower back. So I want to arch my lower back and then anterior tilt my pelvis. And then imagine there's a string tied to your belly button, and you're going to pull straight up through the string. Time goes by and you continue to work on it, you'll get rid of that posterior pelvic tilt. Now I know that we were all taught to do that, but we need to let that go. That movement is unsound for our back. So if we see the posterior tilt, sometimes it happens very quickly. What we want to do is create arch underneath the back and then a string tied to the belly button and then push up into the air. When you're up in bridge, you certainly don't want to see the knees flare. Even if the knees stay even, go ahead and squeeze your knees together, and what you'll notice is that there's better glute recruitment, which is the reason we do it with the feet and the knees together all the time. Sometimes it's helpful to hold a yoga block or a small ball between your knees in order to remember to cue the knees toward each other. And so that's bridging. If bridging is uncomfortable, remember, bridging is normal. Bridging facilitates anterior tilt of the pelvis, which is appropriate, and it facilitates extension of the lumbar spine, which is also appropriate. If bridging is uncomfortable, that speaks to a back problem. So you want to correct your bridging, get rid of the posterior tilt, straight up, hip and knee stay in one line. You don't want the hips higher than the knee, but you certainly want them up so that the hips and knees stay in one straight line. That's Bridging 101.